Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to welcome everybody to episode 39. But I just want to let you know that this week you're not going to get the episode that you actually think you're going to get because this episode is going to be possibly in two parts. Part one is obviously done by me, and if that other guy that I host this show with has the balls to respond, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll hear what I'm talking about in just a moment. Then there will be a part two. Now, last week, we left you on a cliffhanger. I played that disc that Glenn Otero had, sent me and the team, and we exposed Larry for exactly who he is. And I don't want to get into it, and I can sit here and I can just wail a whole bunch of curses at him. I can throw a whole bunch of disses at him. I can do lots of things. I could say a lot of things. But you know what? That's not what it's going to be about because nobody decided to download and listen to this show to hear me bitch and moan, even though I do, and I will admit. But the first thing that I need to admit, speaking of that, is that I need to admit the fact that I was wrong. Yes, I was wrong. And you know what, fans? If Choose Commandos, Mormons, militants, when we commando cast, when we militant cast, and we talk to our masses of fans, I always try to preach the right thing. And I always say to people, you know something? If you made a mistake, then pretty much admit it. Be a man about it. Be a woman about it. And basically confront that person and tell you, hey, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. And for so long, I couldn't read between the lines and I couldn't see through the bullshit that what Glenn was trying to tell me all along. And I know we all have our ups. We all have our downs. We all have personal demons. We all have things that we need to conquer. Everybody has their own fight. But I didn't realize that the reality of it is simple, is that Glenn was looking out for me all along. And my friend, I owe you a massive, massive apology. Even Jeremiah in the back, who right now is doing the technical work, Larry's not here. I'm not in his studio. I didn't invade his studio. I didn't do a hostile takeover. I didn't start a new network. It's not the new Yin and The Yang. I'm recording this on my H1N, on my Zoom, and I'm giving it to Jeremiah right now. So he uploaded this. And I want to shoot straight from the heart here. And when I shoot straight from the heart, I'm not going to lie, folks. Because you see, unlike somebody who's on the show, I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't have to finagle my way through things. I don't have to hurt other people. And the reality of it also is that for what was said in that phone call, and I after what I heard, there were so many emotions that ran in me and out of me that I was so angry. I ended the podcast. I still haven't spoken to Larry since. And I refuse to. I have nothing to say to him. And then I had to go outside, get in my car. I took a long drive, and I was thinking about a lot of things. And I was reflecting back on this 20 plus year friendship, this 25-year plus friendship that we've had since the 1990s. And I just, and for a while, as I was reflecting, we've had good times, we've had bad times. And I teared up. Because for somebody that I thought I truly cared about, this is how he really feels about me. And we all heard it, fans. If you heard episode 38, and if you didn't hear episode 38, fuck you, shame on you. All right? And if you did hear episode 38, at the very end, you'd hear that phone call, you hear that conversation. And I played that over and over and over and over and over in the car. And I still couldn't believe what I heard. Word for word, beat for beat, sentence per sentence, I was just shocked because I had thought we'd gotten past all this kiddie bullshit, but apparently not. And then what happens? All of a sudden now, he feels that this show's a joke. He himself, who shows up for 38 episodes, well, 37 basically, since I did a solo show, and I proved to the world that I could carry the show without him. And he has the audacity to say to Glenn that this show's a joke. Yet he's on it because he's probably bored. He's probably has nothing better to do with his time. He's probably stroking his own ego and probably stroking something else in Studio A. And he truly thinks in his convoluted mind that he's better than me. And he's better than everybody else. And that he's better than the business. And that he's probably also, he has this godforsaken belief that, he doesn't like my segments. He doesn't like how I present things. He doesn't like anything. Well, I've already proven in 38 episodes, I've proven in nearly a year that I can go into any other show, such as the Retro Gamers, and turn that into one of the most downloaded and talked about episodes. I can show that I could do record breaking in 7 episodes without even having to try. But that's not what this is about. And I couldn't believe it. And after hearing this, what it is about was I called Glenn. And I said, Glenn, be honest. Did you really splice this so that you can have me turn against Larry or Larry turn against me or try to cause any dissension? And Glenn basically said to me, look, if you don't believe me, I have the entire conversation recorded. I will play it back for you off my phone. And he did. And even Glenn will attest to this. The tears that started streaming down my eyes, down my cheeks. And I was just hurt because I couldn't believe that somebody who I called my best friend, my brother, would actually stab me in the back and talk about me so negatively, like I'm his enemy. We've argued, we've bickered, we've had our clashes, we've had our challenges. And there were so many things that have gone on that nobody knows about. All the way back to the 90s, all the way back to USW, all the way back to just this present day doing this podcast for the people. So, Larry, I have a very, very honest suggestion. And I'm going to say this, Larry. All right. I know you. And I know you quite well because I'm one of the closest people in your life. And whether you want to believe in it or not, I know your ins and outs. I know your weaknesses. I know your strengths. And you've always felt like you've had to be the better person. You've always felt like you have had this inferiority complex in you for so long. And I seen you get mad over little things. And I see that when things don't go your way, you try to find a way to con your way out of things to get your way. Well, you know what? Enough is enough. And I seen the stats, and Jeremiah showed me those stats when you had him go over to the Retro Gamers, go over to the Better Half and be his technical person, right? He was your technical guy. And what did you do? You treated him like garbage there in the other 2 shows. All right? You treat Winston like garbage. You treat Ensign like garbage. You treat Huang like garbage. How do you take a poor kid's severance package and go pay your golf club, your country club dues? That sickens me. You've hurt people. You've bullied me. You've bullied the fans. And I can sit here and curse you out, put you on chewed out, and that still wouldn't do anything. I've been bullied my whole life. I've had people bully me and take advantage of me. And some point in my life, I stood up and said, enough is enough. No more. So you know what I'm going to do, Larry? I'm going to take a stand. And the stand that I'm going to take is quite simple. This next episode, episode number 40, 10 episodes before my contract ends with the More of the Same network, on episode 50, this is what's going to happen. Episode 40 rolls around. I challenge you. Yes, you heard it right. I challenge the authority. I challenge the establishment. Because this entire podcast was built upon the fact that you fight for what you believe in and you dare to be great. And I challenge you, Larry, to a pot off. You've talked about it with Frank. Frank's challenged me to a pot off, and then he was too much of a whatever to not participate. So I'm going to challenge you to a pot off, Larry. And the challenge is quite simple. You're going to show up if you have the guts on episode 40, and you're going to debate me. And we're going to put all our cards on the table, and you can represent whoever you want. You can represent your militants. You can represent your network. You can represent yourself, which I know obviously you will, being the egotistical, maniacal maniac that you are. And I'm going to represent the people. I'm going to represent the fans. And we're going to tell you we're not going to take it anymore. And no, we're not going to sing karaoke about this, okay? We're not going to get Twisted Sister, all right? I'm going to show you, and I'm going to represent the people of this show, the people that listen to us, the people that are loyal to us, demand answers. We demand respect. And most of all, we demand better. Because you've treated this show like the redheaded stepchild. And I've joked around with it before, but now I'm serious. And my intention on episode number 40 is that my intention is to basically debunk and refute all these stupid allegations that you've placed upon me in that private phone call. And for Glenn to do that and to show me who you truly are, to show me your true colors, I challenge you to that pot off. That pot off is going to be known as the Great Debate. We'll have a moderator. And for the first time, I'm going to shut you down, Larry, because I am sick and tired of being sick and tired of being bullied and constantly treated like garbage on this network, on this podcast. And yeah, we deserve royalties. Yeah, we deserve respect. We deserve a lot of things. But our fans aren't getting it. So this Sunday, I'm going to debate the hell out of you, and I'm going to beat you to a pulp in this debate. And we're going to extract that respect out of you, son. So if you've got the balls and you feel froggy, jump. If you feel like you have the balls to debate me, and this is not going to be a promo, it's not going to be a work, it's going to be a shoot. You come show up on episode number 40. And let's sit before a moderator, and we're going to hash this sumbitch out. Because, again, I am sick and tired of this. We're going to do it for the people. We're going to do it for the network. We're going to do it for the show. We're going to do it for me. So there you have it. That's all I've got to say. I'm sorry, fans. I've disappointed anybody about not taking any questions, chewed out, or anything like that. But this is something I had to get off my chest for my own personal satisfaction. Because in my whole life, there are 3 things I've never done in my whole life, in anything I've ever done. I've never fucked nobody. I've never screwed anybody over to get to where I am, to get to where I need to be. And the third thing is, I have never disrespected somebody who didn't deserve it. And if I did call somebody out, it's because either they disturbed my quality of life, they've been bullying me like you have, or they deserve it. and I'm defending myself. One of those four, I guess you could say. So you know something, Larry? I hope you show up in episode 40. I hope you show up so that I can get that moderator, and what we're going to do is we're going to hash this out, and we're going to have the people decide. Bring your points that you want to blame me on, and I'll bring my points. And then you can point, and I can counterpoint, and vice versa. And then we'll work from that. And then we're going to put all our cards on the table, and then we're going to have the people decide who's right and who's wrong. I hope to see you there, mother effer. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.